Welcome to Friday Conversation. Today, we have Dr. Wendy Hong, a legislative counselor with a research background. Hello, Wendy.
Hi, Henry. Thanks for having me.
The Chief Executive, John Lee, has recently released his first policy address. What is your overall response to it?
Thank you for your question. Overall, I think this is a true policy address. What a policy address is for, I think they should show a vision for the city and propose initiatives that the government plans to implement in pursuit of the vision. We all know Hong Kong has suffered a lot during the social unrest in 2019 and the COVID pandemic afterwards. People, especially young professionals, are leaving Hong Kong. Businesses are relocating to other places. New investment opportunities are going other places, bypassing Hong Kong. We are losing our competitiveness. And even before the 2019 social unrest, Hong Kong is suffering from a narrowed economic structure. We need to search for new economic growth engines and to diversify our industrial structure and create more opportunities for the youth. To achieve that, we need the government to change its governance philosophy from laissez-faire to appropriately proactive. And I see the signs of such change in this policy address. The government promises to take bold actions to strengthen our traditional advantageous industries like our role as an international financial center. And new and breakthrough actions are also proposed to nurture new industries, including proactively attracting talents and leading companies in strategic areas into Hong Kong. And responding to my legislative motion of establishing a government strategic investment institution to nurture new growth engine in Hong Kong, the policy address announced that the financial secretary will set up the Hong Kong Investment Corporation to optimize the use of fiscal reserves for promoting the development of industries. And the chief executive also laid out more than 100 KPIs, which make the effectiveness of the implementation measurable. So in general, I think the policy address is forward-looking and responding to public concerns and showing a new style of governance with more proactive role of the government in the development.
As you just mentioned, the government is going to establish a Hong Kong Investment Corporation Limited to pull together financial resources and to invest in strategic industries. How does it able to entice more enterprises to develop businesses in Hong Kong? And how Hong Kong can draw our experience of Singapore's Temasek and investment funds in other countries?
Thank you for the question. I think it's a very important one. Drawing on the experience of Singapore and other cities, Hong Kong, I think, should rethink and redefine the value of finance and leverage Hong Kong's position as an international financial center to promote the diversification and the industrialization of economic structure. In the past, our financial sector is detached from the local development and not benefiting the local community. I think as the first step, the government can establish some effective financial tools. With such tools, the government can participate in shaping the economy and switch to an appropriately proactive ideology. So the proposed Hong Kong Investment Corporation, or Hong Kong IC, is just such a tool with which the government will be able to leverage internal and external resources to cultivate new growth points of the local economy. And it can be used to attract international strategic technologies, industries, and talents to Hong Kong to help achieve industrial diversification and upgrading and explore a new path for Hong Kong's future. So I think the establishment of Hong Kong IC is really a breakthrough. It shows that the government is abandoning the traditional philosophy of proactive non-intervention. Instead, it will become a facilitator and a participant in nurturing new growth engines through co-investment in local and foreign private enterprises, which means the government will directly participate in shaping the economic structure. I have some specific suggestions on the operation of the Hong Kong IC. I think in the later, I will submit to the government for their consideration.
Right. But Wendy, would it be risky for Hong Kong to establish Hong Kong IC at this moment and to make smart investment because we know we have uncertain economic and geopolitical situations globally?
Yeah, very good question. Actually, many friends ask me such a question too. Obviously, we are now facing significant uncertainty in global economic development, weakening momentum, tightening monetary policy, geopolitical instability, and
We have wars, right? A lot of wars.
Yes, yeah, and so on. All are the risks we are now facing. But from my personal point of view, there's no better time than now to take such a step. Let me give you a few reasons. First, when the economy is booming, I think nobody will have interest or incentive or strong urge to make change and reform. If not in a crisis situation, people will usually follow their existing path, doing business as usual. That's the reality. In this sense, we should cherish the crisis and the uncertainty now. And second, I think Hong Kong is now in a transitional period. We need a paradigm shift to diversify our economic structure, to nurture new growth engines. And the role of government as the starter of such a paradigm shift is particularly important. When the business sector is losing steam, it is a good timing for government to step in and give the market a strong push and guide the economy to develop towards our vision. And also, in booming times, it will be very difficult to make deal with those leading strategic enterprises because they have too many choices in good times. So it will also be very expensive to make investments in bullish market. In contrast, in gloomy times like now, I think the competition in investment will be less tough, and it might be easier for us to attract strategic enterprises at such a time. So I think it is risky, yes, but it's necessary to take such risks.
Finally, do you think the new talent policy could attract more talents from overseas? And how can we do better?
Yeah, this is a hot topic. Attracting talents to Hong Kong is one thing, but I think keeping them in Hong Kong is another. And I think the latter is even more important. Keeping talents in Hong Kong is much more than just the convenient visa application or some other talent services. The key issue here is development opportunities. Since talents always chase career development opportunities all over the world. In this sense, I think promoting diversified economic structure and creating high quality jobs will be the best attraction to talents. And other factors would include improving life quality in the city, factors like living environment, education system, and an open and diversified culture, etc., will also influence the flow of talents. But most importantly, I would like to emphasize that nurturing and making good use of local talents will be the starting point of our talent policy. And I think allowing local youth to see opportunities and assess them to move up the social and the career ladder, that is the utmost objective of our development and the most important thing. That's my point of view.
Thank you, Wendy, for your time. That is the end of today's program. If you like our program, please share, like, and subscribe our Friday FDA channel. I'm Henry Ho. See you next time.